So my name is Dr. V. Anil Kumar, Assistant Professor of Zoology, and today I want to take the first year, the first sem. Topic is Elphidium, and it is also called Polystomella. Now this before that the Elphidium, we will see the classification of this Elphidium. The classification is, the phylum is Protozoa and the subphylum is Sarcomastogophora and class is Rhizopoda. Order is Foraminifera, genus Elphidium and species Crispum. Now this is about the classification. Now Elphidium, it is free living and marine foraminiferan. It is found in the large numbers on the bottom of the ocean. It is found creeping about on seaweeds to depth of 600 meters. It also occurs in brackish water also. So now we will see the structure of Elphidium. The Elphidium, it is a unicellular animal, and the body is covered with hard translucent shell, and it is made up of calcium carbonate. So this shell is biconvex and perforated, and the shell of Polythelamus cell is a polythelamus and multilocular. It has several chambers. There are many chambers are present, and the chambers of the shell is arranged in a flat spiral in which each chamber is overlaps the previous one. So the overlapping portion is called as alar process. Now the hinder margin of each chamber has row of protoplasmic projection called retral process. So the retral process is the part of projection. It is of chamber. The central part of the shell is called umbo. It is the central region. This umbo is present in the middle part. So the peripheral part of forms a continuous rigid. It is a rim or keel. So now the formation of the shell begins with initial single chamber, that is prolaculum. The prolaculum is the chamber, is the first chamber is formed in the life cycle of in the structure of Elphidium. In the prolaculum is the first chamber. It is formed in the initial chamber. So this growth, this prolaculum is growth proceeds. Additional chambers are formed around the prolaculum in a spiral manner. Now the cell chambers are filled with cytoplasm. The pores are the protoplasm flows out and forms a thin envelope to the shell. So this is the about the shell. The external cytoplasm arises number of thread-like pseudopodias. Now pseudopodias are the branching. They are thread-like structures present on the shell. So these every pseudopodia contain inner fibril-like axis and outer fluid the like cortex. So the main function of reticulopodias, these pseudopodias are mainly help in the locomotion and also they are help in nutrition. So this is about the function of pseudopodias. So in the Elphidium, the type of pseudopodias are reticulopodias. So now come to the nutrition. The nutrition is holozoic type of nutrition takes place. Mainly, the Elphidium is food. Elphidium food is diatoms and algae. So the capturing of food materials by reticulopodias. Thus, these reticulopodias are helping in capturing the food materials and also secretes enzymes also. Now food is digested in the outside the shell and digested food is passed into the endoplasm. So this is about the nutrition. So now we go for reproduction or life cycle. So Elphidium is there are two distinct forms which are uh, megalosporic and microsporic forms. There are two forms. They are megalosporic and microsporic forms. So in this megalosporic form, now we will see first megalosporic form. What is mean by this? Megalosporic form is a large in size and it has a prolaculum. It has a large prolaculum and it has only single nucleus without chromatidyl granules and the nucleus is diploid in nature and it reproduces sexually. So megalosporic forms always they go for a sexual reproduction. So this is important. This is the main characteristic features of megalosporic forms. Now come to the microsporic forms. Microsporic forms are very small in size and they are small initial chambers and they are having haploid nucleus and they are surrounded by chromatidyl granules and the microsporic forms are reproduced asexually. So always they go for asexual reproduction, these microsporic forms. So that is the importance of the microsporic form. So particularly asexual reproduction which is takes place the multiple fission. The multiple fission is occurs or it is also sometimes zygogony is also takes place. So this is about the megalosporic forms and microsporic forms. So Elphidium is occurs in two forms, two distinct forms. So now the first here it is the microsporic forms. The first of all the nucleus will be disintegrated into chromatin bodies and the cytoplasm will be flows out and forms a lump around the empty shell. So here the fresh nucleus is formed. So around each nucleus protoplasm is accumulate so that number of small amoeboid cells are produced. So here there are many amoeboid cells are formed in here it is mainly. So here the small amoeboid cells are formed in this now. So these small amoeboid cells we call it as amoebulae, amoebulae, or they are also called agametes, agametes. So these agametes, amoebulae, are detached from the parent shell, and Each amoebulae now secretes a shell around itself. So that is the main important, and they become into young megalosporic forms. Now all young ones are uh, becomes into megalosporic forms. Now the chambers are added by the overflowing cytoplasm, and the nucleus are added by the overflowing cytoplasm, and the nucleus will be migrate from the one chamber to another chamber and come to the central position, and this will be grows into the megalosporic forms. So here in the megalosporic form, uh, the nucleus undergoes repeated mitotic divisions. Repeated mitotic divisions are takes place. Uh, Now the cytoplasm is also undergoes fragmentation within the shell, and each bit of nucleus becomes surrounded by a cytoplasm. Now that number of minute cells are produced. So and each cell acquires a pair of flagella and escape from the shell, and they are called as isogametes. So these gametes are derived from different megalosporic forms and unite parts to form a zygote. Now zygote will be formed here. So these isogametes are fused and form a zygote. So each zygote is secrete a shell around itself and become an young agamount or microsporic form. Now the microsporic forms are forming. So the every zygote, it is secrete a shell around itself and it become into microsporic form. Now the diploid nucleus undergoes meiosis, then repeated mitosis to form several haploid nucleus. Now there many haploid nucleus are formed, and it grows by adding new chambers. Gradually, one by one, new chambers are producing, and it is a multinucleate and a multinuclear microsporic adult is formed. Now, gradually, the new chambers are formed one by one, multinucleate. It many nucleus are present, and multilocular microsporic adult is formed. So now the Elphidium is alternately sexual and sexual in megalosporic form, asexual in microsporic form. So here the one after the other is takes place, the sexual reproduction, after that asexual reproduction is taking place. Now this life cycle is, we call it as a alternation of generations. We call it as a alternation of generations, and it is also called metagenesis. We call it as a metagenesis. So here the in the Elphidium, the sexual reproduction is occurs in the megalosporic form first, and after that it becomes into microsporic form, and in the microsporic form asexual reproduction is takes place and it becomes into megalosporic forms. Here the alternation of generations are occurs in the Elphidium life cycle. Now here the and another important thing, these empty shells of the foraminiferan animals falls to the bottom of the ocean. So this is known as foraminiferan ooze. So the empty shells, what happens? The foraminiferans empty shells, which are falls. Lastly, it will falls to the bottom of the ocean. So this total accumulation of the shells, after that we call it as a foraminiferan ooze. So their deposits, these shells deposits form about one third of the ocean floor. So like that, the large amount of foraminiferan ooze is occupies in the bottom of the ocean. The deposits form about one third of the ocean floor. So so this is about the type study of Elphidium. Okay, thank you.